All right. Hey, it's Dan McDonald from regenerateyourlife.org. I'm actually in Guatemala, and I promise I'll fill you in on all the details later. But I was fasting a couple weeks ago, and I decided, or not I decided, but I got a message that I was supposed to come to Guatemala as well as Africa. So I booked a flight to Guatemala with the intention to go help use my video channel here to help raise money for some orphans. So anyways, last night I met my new friend, Ken, on the plane, who happens to be the CEO and president of Hope Chest for Children, and that is a nonprofit organization that is of the highest caliber, helping children around the world in various ways, orphanages, educational programs for underprivileged children. Nestor here is our guide today, and he is also, what is the specific title? A disciple?
Social worker and disciple.
Social worker and disciple for these children. And so we've been traveling all around Guatemala today. We went to some educational centers as well and ended up here with my new friend David. And this place is
It's Life Homes in Guatemala.
Life Homes.
Life Homes Guatemala. Yeah.
Life Unlimited.
Or Life Unlimited.
Yeah.
We always shorten it to Life Homes, but it's Life Unlimited Guatemala.
Okay.
Would be the proper name, yes.
And this is an official, actual orphanage.
Right. This is actually, we are legalized here in Guatemala as an orphanage, and we've also have certification here. So there's very few homes that actually now have certification, and this is one of the homes that does.
Okay, cool. Well, I want you to know real quick that I came to Guatemala to just be of help. Now, you know I'm a bit of a renegade, and I just, when I decided to do that, I wanted to make a move here. And so I'm making this video to bring attention and awareness to Life Unlimited, where the miracles are taking place.
Right.
Because of the work that you're doing here.
Absolutely.
And so how many children are here again?
We have about 28.
Okay. And you actually help HIV children,
Right.
Abandoned children, abused children, neglected, and orphaned.
Yes.
Yeah. Mostly with a focus on orphans?
Orphans, right.
Okay.
Orphan and abandoned, yes.
Okay. And so we're talking about food and education.
Right. Food, education, giving them life skills. Of course, we have our spiritual aspect as far as Christ being the center of the ministry. And so those are the things that we're doing. We're actually giving them hope for a future. That's what we're really trying to install in the kids, is a hope for the future. Because many of these kids they're so battered, beaten up, and stuff, and they've lost hope. And so really we want to install hope.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm super glad that I ran into Ken last night, because on the plane, the first plane ride was 3 hours to Texas. The last one was from Texas to Guatemala. The first one took forever, and it was 3 hours, and the second one was 3 hours, and it took like 5 minutes because we just got so involved, and I never met anybody that talks as much as me, except Ken, but I can tell you're passionate about what you do. A year ago, you were corporate. Something came up, you shifted your life. Now you've taken all those skills and a big pay cut to help these children around the world. But what I love about this, and we've philosophized all night last night on the plane, into the morning, and then all day today driving around Guatemala. And you have some very specific ideas on not just perpetuating the cycle of disempowerment, but actually providing educational programs, getting these kids on their feet, getting them educated, and getting them out into society as productive members, and empowerment, tapping into their potential. So it's legit, and I recommend checking out the Hope Chest.
It's hopechest.org.
Okay.
Is the organization, and Children's Hope Chest is really aimed at releasing the full potential of children around the world through our care points. And this is one of the partnerships we have where we are doing that actively.
Life Unlimited.
With Life Unlimited.
Okay.
And Nestor is a Hope Chest employee here in Guatemala, and part of the staff that we have here, just like we have in the 9 other countries in which we serve. And we have about 120 care points that look similar in terms of the outcomes that we want to have, but each one is unique to the community in which it resides, because there is not a good cookie cutter program when you're talking about going into a country, a culture, and a situation that's in a community. So you have to be adaptive to it. And so we look to partners like David, who are firmly planted in their community and have a Christian worldview and understand the value of releasing the potential of these children in the way that God created them, and giving them that opportunity. Because as David said, the hope has been crushed out of them. And our opportunity as an organization is to connect with individuals and communities who invest community to community. And in this particular case, there's an opportunity here where your community of followers, if they're so inclined, might have a impetus to say, hey, I want to tag onto this to help in a small way a project that's going to be going on right here at this place where you are today.
Right, which they're not, in this short little video, you're not going to get a feel. I've had the tour. The camera's dead and plugged in, so if I unplug it and try to show you, but actually some of the projects that you're working on funding now, which are actually,
Self-sustaining.
That's
Yeah.
right, self-sustaining, so that you can, you can begin to create your own, not only using the avocado farm and the bees and the gardening and the other husbandry, the chickens, where the eggs are one of your larger points of income.
Right.
Is that true? Okay, and the kids get to work hand in hand.
Yeah, we see. Well, one of the things is what we've talked about with Hope Chest is in a lot of the homes, people they take care of kids, and we've heard statistics that like 1 out of every 10 children, when they leave the home, actually improve themselves. 9 out of those 10 actually return back to something very similar to what they left before they came into the home. And I said that's unacceptable. I'm not going to spend those years of forming a child and then have him return to the same situation or something similar that he left. I want to be able to have that children to grow and to get to a place where he can actually become a better person for the community that he lives in.
At a deeper, more real level than just
Absolutely.
surface, like you're just carrying them and then you're off, and they didn't
Right.
develop any skills or any internal shift.
Right.
So you're really working at the level of consciousness, changing their consciousness, which unconsciously they may have self-worth values
Right.
or a poverty type mind state, but you can slowly through time and education and love
Right.
help these children to actually build a different internal environment so that they can see through different eyes.
And so some of the projects, and that's, like we were saying before, is it really starts at the care point with the caregiver. People ask me all the time, what do the kids need the most? And I've always said, well, what the kids need the most is a person that they can really love them, they can really take care of them, that they can look up to as a father or as a mother. And so that's really the starting point. And then as the child adapts to in the home and it starts to receive that warmth of a family,
Yeah.
and then we start to work more into developing the responsibilities. Education is a huge part here, and we have our school here on the property where we're actually educating the kids in the home plus other kids that are here in the community. And so the kids are actually being mixing with kids outside of the home, and which helps them to adapt. And then we also have the projects that we have, and you mentioned a few of them. We have 500 avocado trees that we have.
That should be a pretty big one, right?
That should sustain the ministry probably 50% when it's going at full stage. Then we have the laying hens, and we have 500 of them, and that's where the little kids take care of those.
Okay.
The little kids get in there, they they get the eggs, they clean them, they classify them, and then they actually earn a little bit each month for doing that.
Okay, great. And so when my viewer here actually donates to this cause, where will some of those funds go? I want everyone to know what's very interesting, and that's why I'm glad I came here renegade, DTM style. It's just what I do. Then I met Ken, which is a very much 100%, very organized, very well thought out, and I'm going to be getting involved in this in the future, actually in Africa, because that's where my heart is. No offense to anyone here in Guatemala, but I've always dreamed of Africa my whole life, and I'm going to go there. So meeting Ken last night was very transformative, and listening to how you operate, keeping things fair and balanced, and these programs that are in place so that it's really empowering them. And I will fill you in more details on that later. Maybe I'll even get an interview with you alone so we can really let them know. But what we'll do is we'll fund through Hope Chest, and then we will put down in the notes that this is that you want these funds to go to Life Unlimited,
Right.
so that it's a third party thing. It's not going directly here. It's going through a legitimate, a very well established. How many years?
It's a 20-year-old Christian nonprofit. It's a 501(c), so every donation made is tax deductible in the U.S. And then those funds being designated to Life Unlimited, we will make sure that those funds are being transferred to David here to fund the projects that are self-sustaining. And we talked a lot about that.
Yeah.
And not to get into the great theoretical debates of things, but one of the things for us that we need to be rethinking as individuals when we donate is, are we donating and creating donor dependency, or are we helping to create opportunities to release potential? And for us, that's a key element of our organization. And so, I mean, it's just fortuitous that we met last night and this opportunity's here, and then to be able to come to a place that David's running that has many projects that represent those initiatives, that whole concept of releasing potential. Not only is it releasing potential in the kids and improving the general economic conditions of the ministry here, but it is also impacting the community, because we're reaching into the community in many ways through these efforts, as well as just what he's doing right here with this ministry.
Okay, so that's why I wanted everyone to know that it's 1,000,000% legit, and that's why I'm glad, because I was going to do some other more renegade stuff, just straight into some other donation fund, but so it was very fortuitous and, divine guidance.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, pure and simple. There's no other way to describe it. I mean, sitting next to this guy after thinking, I need to go to Guatemala. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm going to go do it. And then I find this guy last night. We're driving around Guatemala today. I'm meeting all these kids. I'm looking at how everything functions. I've had about 5 years of education in one day. And so now I came and I asked Nestor, hey, where's the place where I could have the most impact? Because there was a couple other places, and his suggestion was here, a Life Unlimited. And I mean, we just met 30 minutes ago. So then I decided, okay, well, I will dedicate my one project. I just wanted to make one video helping one organization on this trip. That was my goal and dream, and I got way more than I bargained for. So I'm going to ask, because I want to say one thing. When I see someone in America and they have their little sign, if I can hand them $1 or $5, I do that. If someone asks me on the street, because for me, years ago, I heard the saying that Jesus said, "Give to all who ask of you." Now, me, that's just what I do, whether it's a quarter or $1 or a smile or something. I always give something to the people who ask. And most people don't. They have kind of ignored those people and think they're bums. But it's also that's my way of loving. So I practice generosity as a spiritual practice. And I may be actually doing some of what you were saying, that dependency. So I'll be thinking about that in the future, but I can't take the guy on the sidewalk and give him a 30-minute lecture on how he's going to improve his economy. But I think that just saying, I care, you're valuable, here's $5. To me, it's not much, but it might mean a lot to you. So I personally practice generosity. I wanted you to know that as my viewer. Before I ask David, what will these particular funds go to that I'm asking through this medium here?
We have various projects right now that are in the infancy stage. One of them would be our bee project, and so part of the bee project it evolved from the avocados, because the avocados need to be pollinated, and so we were low on pollination this last year, and so we decided, hey, let's do a bee project. And so now we've got some of the kids involved in the bee project, and I'll tell you, it has been so much fun going down there with the kids and taking care of these bees. Just a week ago, we extracted our first honey, and we got about 5 gallons of honey. And so that was really fun for the kids and stuff like that. And we want to expand that. We want to double that. And to another 10 hives. And the cost for that would be, well, it's $100 a hive. And so you take 10 hives, it's $1,000. I mean, it's easy. The other project we have is our agricultural project. And here we can grow year-round. We have no time when we have to, stop. And so basically we want to be able to become completely self-sufficient in our own vegetable garden here, where we don't have to go out to the markets. And so we're expanding that. We're expanding our greenhouse and stuff like that. So donations would go to the agricultural program. Also, we have a program where we're growing oyster mushrooms. And this has been actually really something that's been kind of a surprise for us, because I thought, well, where are we going to get a market in Guatemala for mushrooms? Well, Guatemalans love mushrooms. And there has been no problem with the market, getting out there and doing the market. And plus, just the mushrooms, substituting actual mushrooms for meat in the food. And we've been doing that. And so that's been actually a help for us also. So.
Excellent. So you've got kids here, HIV kids.
Right.
That's something that you said you actually are kind of focusing on.
Right.
Because you are seeing miracles. You're seeing their immune systems
Absolutely.
through the love energy that you and your wife and the caregivers bring.
Right.
Really boosting their immune system. And one thing I wanted to mention earlier is that you're saying that a healthy attachment figures in these children's lives make all the difference.
Absolutely.
I believe that so much through everything I've been studying recently, working with myself, looking at those attachment figures and how a healthy, well-rounded and balanced adult so the camera is the tripod broke, the power cable is getting loose, and we had a great video going earlier, and then one of the kids kicked the table, and now this little young gentleman over here was running around. Oh no, please don't, this video is going great. And I want to make sure we get it up. You've had people come out before to help raise funds, and you never saw a penny of it. You will see the funds from this video. I'm asking you as my viewer to trust me, and if you are generous and you are inclined, because tithing, when you give, that tells the universe, I have. And that's why my friend Tavis, he's like, you don't hold on to it, you spend it, get rid of your money as fast as you can, and more. That opens up those channels. And I'm not saying to do that today, but I'm asking for help. I wanted to do something with my life to make a difference in some children's lives today. And so you've been watching me for years. If I've ever been of benefit to you and you care about me, then you could just give $1, $5, $10. I know there's some heavy hitters out there that may be able to give more. I'm going to send you over to hopechest.org, hopechest.org, and I will put a link down below this video, and then you go over there and you can donate any amount that you want, and then put in the notes that you want it to go to Life Unlimited, and then you will make sure through the law and integrity that those funds end up here for these children and these projects, and we are going to make a big difference in these children's lives. I've met hundreds of children today, and what's crazy is that a lot of these children are actually happier than a lot of the kids in America. And so I'm going to try to do work in America too, but they, because they do have fresh air, and there is something about those kids and their simple lives, and that make them, they smiled so much. And I've had random hugs from little kids that just walked up to me out of nowhere and just hugged my leg. And I was surprised and warmed by that. So we are making a difference today, whether it's $1, $5, $10, $100. Your donation is going to make a difference. I can tell. You can read somebody. You can read somebody. You can read somebody. These guys are for real. I wish you could have spent the day with these two gentlemen with me, driving around all over Guatemala, the slum, showing me this stuff.
The dump.
The dump. Well, that video is going to go up and coincident with this one. We're taking these kids and you know, really, we're taking a thimble and we're bailing out the ocean, but at least we're doing something. And you know what? We are making a big difference. I saw pictures of children where
In Uganda, Swaziland, Ethiopia, Russia,
one
India.
day they were just depressed. Their mom had just died. The next day you came in, sponsored them, brought them some food and clothing, and their faces were changed. That was 24-hour period of someone coming in and saying, we care. So this donating is some way of saying you care. It'll go to a great opportunity here for children to grow. You're doing me a favor. You're doing yourself a favor. And this is just something that I think we should all get involved in more. Just doing what we can, where we can, when we can, with what we have. That was the message that I got when I was laying down on the couch and I was told to go to Guatemala and help out an orphanage. I mean, and I have no idea that this, less than 24 hours ago, I had no clue that where I would be right now doing this. So I'm honored, sir. Thank you for just being a loving human being.
Thank you.
And, you know, I don't know if I could do what you do, but I do what I do. And you do what you do. You're a very bright man with a big heart. Nestor, you're an angel. And you were at one time one of these children. And now you are giving back. And that's what it's about. So thanks for allowing me to sort of take over. I wanted everyone to get the essence of what's happening here. It's impossible for you to see within the video. But thank you for your love and support. These children will really appreciate it. I wish you could have met one or two of the kids. Could we introduce one or two of the kids?
Jeffrey.
Really quick, just so you
Jeffrey,
guys can
venga.
see that there actually are kids here.
Venga.
And you can tell maybe a little bit about his story real quick, and then we'll let the viewer go here. But there's avocados, and there's a playground, and there's cows, and there's chickens, and there's fruit trees,
mushrooms, worm compost bins for organic material. Got the agricultural program. So
You've got the young boys separated from the girls, obviously, and you're just doing a really good job here. You got the beautiful house here, and a couple of buildings, and a kitchen.
Okay.
Who's this guy?
This is Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffrey.
I just wanted to introduce Jeffrey here. He's been here about 6 years now. He's actually rescued from a crack house in Guatemala. He came with a group of about 5 or 6 family members, and so this guy came and he had been in a car accident, and so he had some brain damage and he had some problems speaking and stuff like that, walking, and he's really been doing a great rehabilitation. He is a precious young man. He's growing, he's loving, and I just wanted to share a little bit of his story with you guys, and to say that these are the type of the kids that we're working with, that we're helping and making a difference in their lives. I'll tell you, Jeffrey's precious. He's got challenges ahead of him. He's got challenges because of the different damage he's had from the accident and stuff like that. But you know what? We're going to work with him until he's able to be self-sufficient. Also, this is David over there. He's been with us since he was just a little baby. He was abandoned. And so can you say hi? Puede decir hola?
Hola.
Awesome.
Come here.
Yeah,
Kristen?
come on, introduce. This is the best part, I think, personally.
This is what it's about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess you got to get it down here a little bit. Can you see him?
I think he's in the shot there. It looks like it.
Yes.
This is Christian, and so he came to us. He had some family problems and stuff like that, and he had to leave. And so he came depressed, just not wanting to do anything. And now he's becoming to be a nice, strong young man. He just started would be high school off property, which is a huge deal for him because a lot of kids are on the property for so long, and then all of a sudden when they get off property. So he's just started on Monday going to school, and so it's been a real big challenge for him. But he's doing good.
He's a joker, huh?
He loves.
I came in for the handshake, and he's like, "Oh, sucker!" And I just did it to you, boy. We're even.
So
For the world to see.
Yeah, good. Got your back, sucker. Awesome. Thank you, David,
You're welcome.
for being who you are, man. I've only known you for 30 minutes, but this is real stuff here, man.
Yep.
This is real God's work. Sometimes we don't even see this stuff. We don't see the real world. We go to the office, we get our Starbucks, we get online, we cruise on Facebook all day, we eat too much, and then we watch weird things on TV, and we don't see this.
Yeah.
We don't see orphaned and abandoned children that and hungry, one meal a day, one set of clothes. I mean, but this is real, and my whole eyes are open. I mean, people are going to the dump to get food, and it's just like, I made a video of that today, so I'll put that up next. But this video goes up first so that my viewers get to see that. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank
Man.
you so much.
More to come, bro, for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely.
Thanks,
You, man.
Nestor, for a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was.
And thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Good end.
Thank you, Christian. Got you twice. I'm on top. Thank you so much. HopeChest.org. There's a link down below. And remember, any amount of donation is awesome, and we'll come back to you tenfold. And then remember to put Life Unlimited in the notes at HopeChest.org. This is Dan McDonald. Thank you for being here, because you're allowing me to do something with my life that I think is really a blessing, to be here today, because everybody talks about doing this, and right now I'm doing it. And I'm so thankful to you and these gentlemen here today for making that possible. So peace be with you. I do love you all very much, and I've appreciated the years of support. Peace.